how Caden's sitting crisscross applesauce. He's got his eyes forward. He's ready for Mrs. Cass there. Good listeners clicked on? Yes, Travis.
This question for remember for the voting, why do
Voting.
Oh,
the graph?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that right now.
Yeah. What is your favorite sport? We already did that. You should do
Oh, I already did. Okay. So, as I said earlier, this is about Anansi the spider, and he this is a West African folk tale, and the people from West Africa used to tell lots of stories, and they handed them down from generation to generation. Grandparents told their kids and their grandkids, and they kept telling stories. So this is about that. There's some words in here that are African words that we're going to look at, and they're called idiophones. You ever heard of those before? No. Idiophones. Can you say idiophones? Idiophones. Okay. Idiophones are sounds that mimic or replicate an action. So if you are snoring, how do you snore? So some of these words make the same sound. So the word, we're going to hear this word a lot. Pesa.
What does that mean?
Someone whispering in someone's ear. Can you say that? Whispering. Or if we say wasu, it's like a snake slithering in the grass. So we're going to hear some funny words, and those are idiophones. They make the sound, they replicate the sound. Okay? So, let's get started. There's some great pictures in here too. Can you all see okay?
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Anansi Does the Impossible, an Ashanti Tale by Verna Ardema. Long, long ago, when the earth was set down and the sky was lifted up, all folk tales were owned by the sky god. One day, Anansi the spider said to his wife, "Aso, it is wrong that the tales our storytellers have told for generations belong to the sky god. I am going to buy them for our earth people." Aso said, "Do you really think you can bargain with anyone so powerful? Anansi, I fear you are taking a morsel too big to fit in your mouth." What does that mean? Taking a morsel too big to fit in your mouth. What do you think she means by that? A bug. I think she's saying it's too big of a job. You can't handle it. You ever hear, if you bite off more than you can chew? You ever hear that expression? That means it's too much, right? Let's see what he says. Puffing out his chest, he said, oh, missed this part, sorry. "Well, we shall see," said Anansi. And the very next day, he went to the sky god. He's climbing up a big mountain. See that?
It's not very big.
An anthill. Spider hill. Puffing out his chest, he said, "Your Excellency, I've come to buy your stories." The sky god beat his thunder. Dun, dun, dun. That's idiophone. "Whoa," he bellowed. "What makes you think you can buy them? Kings have tried and failed, and you are not even a man." Well, what would you want in exchange for them?" asked Anansi. The sky god rubbed his great chin. At last he said, "The price is 3 impossible tasks. Bring me a live python, a real fairy, and 47 stinging hornets." "I can manage that," said Anansi. Then he hurried straight home to Aso.
What's a hornet?
Who's Aso?
I know
Right.
It's a bee that can sting.
Yeah.
It's like a bee.
Yeah,
really
like a
hurts
bee and it
when
stings.
stings.
It does.
It can airlift you. And it can sting yellow jacket.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it
Okay.
really hurts.
Now let's see what he does. This is the part. 3 tasks. He has 3 tasks to do. So these are our 3 cause and effect we're going to talk about. So listen to how he does this. What he does. Anansi told her, I have to pay a live python, a real fairy, and 47 stinging hornets for the stories. However can I manage that? Aso thought and thought. Finally she said, I know how to begin. And she whispered, Pisa, 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 into Anansi's ear. Anansi chuckled. Good, good, good. That's another one. It's a chuckle. Good, good, good. At once he ran with Aso to a nearby river. There they sat on a log and waited.
Waiting for python.
Presently a python came slithering down to the water to drink. Anansi said in a loud voice, It is longer than he is. Not longer, said Aso. Maybe just as long, but not longer. The big snake raised his head. What are you two arguing about? He cried. I say the log we're sitting on is longer than you are, Anansi answered. But my wife says it's not, hissed the python. This small thing? I know I am longer. I feel longer. Well, Anansi, said Anansi, you look shorter to me. What do you think the snake might do?
Eat him. No.
Maybe. Let's see. I'll show you, said the python. He lay down on the log, putting his nose even with one end of it. Your tail is too short, said Anansi. And rim, he gave the tail a pull. Now my nose is too short, cried the python, and he wriggled back to the end of the log. I know what to do, said Aso. Tie his tail to the other end. Then he can make himself longer. Anansi took a long bush rope and began winding it around the snake's tail and the log. Ka-pong, ka-pong, ka-pong. The python tried to make himself longer. He stretched and he stretched, grunting, no, no, no. Meanwhile, Anansi kept winding until he wound the rope all the way up to the python's head. What did he just do? Yeah, you think he caught him? When he tied the snake tight, he cried, You foolish python, you let me catch you. Now I'm going to take you to the sky god. And off he went, dragging the python behind him. When Anansi gave the huge snake to the sky god, he scowled. He scowled, darkened. He said, It is true, you have brought me the python, but you have yet to bring me a real fairy and 47 stinging hornets. Well, he did the first one, didn't he? Let's see what happens next. I'm just going to shut off my recorder for a few more minutes. I'll be right back.